2 weeks ago, Logan Williams got his second win in 4 races to kick off the return of the Krispy Kreme National Series. And we just had our second off week, but now the real grind starts here for the Krispy Kreme National Series as we will start racing multiple weeks in a row. And we are here at Homestead-Miami Speedway, one of the best mile and a halves and prime time racing on a Saturday night for race number 5 of the season. Will Logan Williams get his third mile and a half win, or will someone else get the race win? Here tonight is the DHL 300 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. What's up, everyone? It is Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome to Homestead-Miami Speedway. And I've been looking forward to this one for a while. This track is one of the best mile and a halves. I said that about Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago for the series, but this time I am double downing on it. This is also one of the better mile and a halves on in honor, and we are in for a show. Multi-groove racing, maybe something I like to call the Homestead Stripe, and a round of pit stops, and we'll see if Logan Williams, who's the point leader, can get his third mile and a half win for his third race of the season on the mile and a halves. If he wants to do that, he wants to win from the 15th starting position. We got Stuart Grant up here in the booth once again, and welcome to Homestead-Miami Speedway here tonight.
Nice to be here, Nathan. It's going to be a ripper race. It's always a fun race at Homestead. It's one of the best mile and a half tracks, one of the best tracks in the game. It's great fun, as you said, multi-groove racing. You can run the top, you can run the middle, the bottom line. They all work at different points throughout the race. Should be a lot of fun to see these guys rip it around and see if anyone can beat that 44. He's got off to a very, very fast start this year.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Getting off to a fast start might be an understatement. 4 wins, 4 top 10s, 2 wins and 4 top 10s. The average finish of 2.5. Absolutely insane, but like we both said, this track is multi-groove racing, and it's one of those racetracks where if you go too high, you can get into the outside walls. So how important is it for these guys to maybe push the boundaries of running that third lane, but not getting into the fourth lane and eventually getting into the outside wall? Because if you get damaged, that might affect the pit stop here tonight.
Yeah, well, if you get into the wall hard enough, obviously you're going to have to repair damage on pit road, and that's going to hold you up, and obviously it's going to affect the race car, the way it handles. So really, really important that now obviously you want to optimize the amount of speed that you got. You want to maximize your speed, but making sure that you're not pushing it too hard and damaging the car and sending you back down the order. So it's going to be a really interesting to see that kind of balance between pushing your luck and going from there and pushing your luck and getting the most out of the car, I suppose, and not hitting the outside wall and damaging the race car. So it's going to be a fun race. We can see a bit of 4 wide here on the occasion, and it can result in some accidents and the sort. So that's another thing that you're going to have to keep an eye on as this race goes along. But I think at the start we're going to see a lot of that more often, and then as the race settles in, we're going to see it settle back down. So if the drivers can last the first few laps, should, in theory, stay green for longer.
Absolutely, and we'll see how everything cycles here tonight. At the end of the one, it will be about a second of fall off, but we'll see what ends up happening. As we mentioned, Logan Williams has been dominant so far in the Krispy Kreme National Series, has a 34-point lead over Chris Go in the championship fight. In the third in points, it's Benny Watson, who starts on pole here tonight. I want front row, I must say so myself. Carson with a great one to one of the newcomers on the channel, 4th in the standings, minus 41. Alexander is in 5th, the Phoenix winner, also minus 41. Felicity Mendoza is in 6th, minus 47. Roberto Crown Jr. is in 7th, minus 49. Nick Lopez is in 8th, the home race track this weekend for both Cup and National, 51 points back. Juan Dwyer is in 9th, great one for Joe Gibbs Racing for this season, and he is 54 back. And then Millionaires and Eli Bright are both tied for both tied -55 and tied for 10th in point standings. Here tonight is Ben Watson and Caleb Rose on the front row, very a lot of front row. And then we got the Phoenix winner of Alexander Rowe and Ryan Kendall in row number 2. Row number 3 is the season 2 champion 5 years ago of Eric Marco and Roberto Crown Jr., Benjamin Amati Jr., and Angel Gutierrez in row number 4. And then running at the top 10 is the season 6 JBL Cup Series Daytona 500 champion of Jordan Stout and Bradley Ream. Unfortunately, Logan Williams starts 15th, and unfortunately, I believe Chris Jericho starts deep in the field in the number 8 machine, all the way back, in, I want to say 33rd, 35th. So it's going to be the thing of how everything shakes out. I'm going to put you on the spot, Stuart. This track is wild, but who do you think will win the DHL 300 here tonight underneath the lights at Homestead?
Oh, you look at the front of the field. There's plenty of drivers, obviously, that can win. I mean, I could pick Logan. I was almost going to do it last week or last time out rather, but I don't know why I didn't go with him in the end. I'll risk it again. I'm going to go with Bradley Ream in the number 28. I know he starts on the outside, but this is a track where you can work your way back to the front. I think he's in a good car, and he's a good enough driver to get the victory here tonight.
Not a bad pit. SS Racing and Wynell has been very strong so far this season. Of course, Caleb, Bradley's teammate, starts second here tonight. And we'll see how everything shakes out. Of course, Caleb, he wasn't at Las Vegas until he had an unfortunate fuel system issue. So, not really a surprise. He's been one of the best cars on the modern half so long of Logan Williams so far. Got second at Atlanta. Was running in the lead before that fuel system issue 2 weeks ago at Las Vegas. Underneath the lights, prime time racing for the Krispy Kreme National Series, and tomorrow night is the Cup Series. But tonight is all about these 36 drivers, 50 laps on tap, and for race 5 of the season, we are green flag racing for the DHL 300 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Phoenix runner Alexander Rowe to the inside, and he's going to lead lap number 1 here tonight in the DHL 300. And it is a clean start on lap number 1, and we will see how multi-group racing it will be here tonight. And Caleb all the way trying that middle lane, Watson trying the third lane. Ben Watson up to second, and how about that 42 of Amati Jr. up to third. And we'll see how all the lanes work out here tonight. Caleb's going to try and make me eat my words through the middle 3 wide on that number 2.
Yeah, nice move through the middle, and Homestead is one of those tracks where I think a lot of the time the middle lane is actually the fastest lane. He made that look very easily. Got past both Amati and Watson very, very quickly there, as you see. It kept it a lot less chaotic, I suppose, than I was expecting it to be early on, but 38 back to the inside here for second. He looks very, very quick and hungry to get to the front. Obviously, we know what happened in Vegas, was running really well in that race, and had mechanical issues. That dropped him towards the rear of the field, but he's 24th at points. I think the 48 may have got the outside wall, not sure if he did or not. But, you know, with Caleb, he's down 24th in points, but, you know, he's got a lot of raw speed, and he's showing it right now. And now we're starting to get a little bit more of the 3 wide, the 7 of Roberto Crown Jr. on the move up.
Wait, one from Roberto Crown Jr., not one on this channel yet. I don't think so, at least. And a little bit 4 wide. Here we go. This could be a little bit close off the turn number 4. Kendall's going to get a little bit of a Homestead stripe. And you mentioned that Carlos has had a lot of wall speed, but not a lot of good luck. And so far running in second, trying to chase down Alexander Rowe, who won at Phoenix a couple of races ago. Trying to get his second win. Kendall again into that side wall, and around they go!
Oh, no. Oh.
Watch out, Duncan Ward, and that will be a caution here tonight. Charlie Davenport, Bradley Will Pit, and Ryan Kendall.
Sorry, Bradley. Fixed you there. Apologies about that. Man, that was inevitable though. You're gonna get 4 wide. It's I think it was Kendall that got the outside wall and I created a chain reaction from there. This will make things interesting. I'm not sure if drivers will pit here or not. We'll have to see.
It's about 20 to 30 laps on fuel. If they pit now, they will have to pit again around that 35 to 40 range. So I don't know if they will pit. I don't think any of the leaders will pit because there's only 5 laps in, but it looks like they might go down pit road here. No, it is not. None of the leaders are going to pit, so they will still be on that just past halfway strategy. And it looks like no one is going to pit besides the cars that were involved in the crash of Duncan Ward, Bradley Ream, and Charlie Davenport. He's had a rough start to the season, and Kendall, who started that mess, he's not even going to pit. So, tough break, but we might have to watch out for these 3. They shouldn't have too much damage, and they might be able to do some kind of strategy here. But everyone else, they stayed out, and they're going to stick to the just past halfway for pit stops. Let's go ahead and see what happened. The first caution of the night, and the first caution in, I want to say, multiple races here in the National Series at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Here we go, first caution of the night, and we might have some tempers flaring on a mile and a half. I'm not entirely sure. Off the turn number 2, Ryan Kendall lined to the outside wall, just ran up a little bit too high, and then Bradley was right there, made a sliver of contact. Kendall got into that outside wall again, and then just took Ream, Davenport, and Duncan Ward all out, all at the same time. And this number 5 Duncan's going to do a hit of a lifetime, a big time pancake. And then unfortunately Ryan Kendall was going to hit the inside wall as well. And then the 28 and the 2 are just going to go sideways. And honestly, a good job from Davenport, just doing a spin, but a tough play for Kendall, Ream, and really a tough play for Duncan Ward, just a complete innocent bystander there, and he pancaked the inside wall hard. But let's go ahead and do the full speed and get back to the restart here at Homestead.
This is what happens sometimes when you just get a little bit out of the groove here for Kendall. Just going to get into the outside wall, and then Ream really has nowhere really to go. That was a big hit for Duncan. He really pancaked the left side of that car. But you know, really, it's not that severe in terms of the actual damage to a lot of these cars. So, we'll see what happens. How much of an impact they'll have on the battle here for the win as the race goes along. As long as this race stays green, of course. So, yeah, tough break for all these guys involved, though. Just stuck in the mid pack, and sometimes that's just going to happen when you're stuck back there. So disappointing for all 4 of those guys.
Yeah, nowhere to go for 3 of them, and just a mistake from Ryan Kendall there. But it would be Alexander as the race leader. It'll be interesting on this restart and how the cycle plays out, because all those damage cars pitted and no one else did. So let's go ahead and get back to the restart. There's still 41 laps to go here in the DHL 300.
Damn it, I should have just picked Logan.
He's all the way up to 6th. Goodness gracious, Logan.
I was gonna pick Mendoza, but I didn't know where she started, so
Mendoza's in 23rd. Not that great.
Yeah. Not that great either, but I think you can make that ground up.
I feel so bad for Charlie Davenport. Every time I do a test race, RCR is fine, has speed, and then every race I actually record, bad luck happens. I don't understand. Every test race, like a couple of days ago when I did a Homestead test race, it was RCR on the front row. When I do the actual recording, that happens. I don't know.
That sounds about right, doesn't it? Well. Good for the field, though, that that caution came out, because these 3 were running away with it. They were quick.
Whoa, Woes, and Monaco. Great one from Crown so far. Maybe he can steal a win. And great one from Nick Lopez as well.
Around 7th in points. I didn't realize that.
He's been fairly quiet, like 2 top 10s, but when he's not in the top 10, he's right around it. Fairly solid start.
That's solid, yeah.
I think last year when I did the truck series, Crown Junior was fairly consistent as well. So Crown Junior seems to be very consistent in whichever series he's in on my channel. Seems like that's kind of what happens in Alex's channel as well.
I know exactly why he struggles on Alex's channel. It's let's just leave it as it's not really his fault.
Yeah, I kind of picture what that entails, unfortunately.
He runs alright Joe stuff.
Oh yeah, I think I got 5th last night.
Yeah. It's not like he's not like a terrible driver, but
See,
not bad.
go back away on lap 10. Welcome back to Homestead-Miami Speedway after the first caution in 3 races for the Krispy Kreme National Series, and unfortunately, Bradley Weems, Stewart's pick, got the commentator's jinx, and then Charlie Davenport and a couple of other cars. Unfortunately, Ryan Kendall started up front, but got in the wall a little bit the previous lap, and then really got into the outside wall the next lap, and unfortunately caused a multi-car incident down the back stretch. No one is out though. We still have all 36 cars, and it looks like no major damage for anyone, so that is a good sign to see. Alexander Lowe is the race leader still, trying to get second win in 5 races, just like Logan Williams. And second is Caleb Rose, third is Eric Monaco, fourth is Roberto Crown Jr., fifth is Nick Lopez, and well, 15th to 6th already is Logan Williams. 7th is his teammate of Matthew Burnett, great one from him. 8th is Jordan Stout, 9th is Benjamin Amari Jr., and right out the top 10 is Angel Gutierrez. Just outside the top 10 is the poster of Ben Watson. And we'll see how this restart transpires, because we've not seen a restart since Daytona for the National Series. Back green, a great jump from Crown Jr., but he can't really do anything about it. Well, leads us back to green with 41 laps to go.
Yeah, it looks like the 00 didn't really get off to the best jump there. You see a little bit of a gap between him and the 7 of Crown. For all single file, I think Rose is going to peek out, and there he goes to the inside. There goes Logan Williams to the inside as well. And these guys get the inside lane to work. We'll have to see. I think Rose rather is going to get a good enough run, and he's going to take the lead.
Not by much, but Calebos did lead that lap, got a bonus point towards the championship, and now this is going to be interesting. Roll on the outside lane, Rose on the bottom. Very similar sounding names, but I'm liking Roberto Crown Jr. If he can go through the middle, or he's going to go all the way to the bottom. 3 wide, maybe. Here comes Logan Williams trying to go 3 for 3 on mile halves this season. But he's not alone, he's taking his teammate with him, Matthew Burnett, on that number 43 machine, and this was the multi-group reason I was talking about. And look at Wayne going way high, 3 lanes up the racetrack, and still side by side, multiple rows deep. Oh, Beal just got a Darlington, a Homestead smack.
Yeah, go up into the outside wall there. Rose is finally going to be able to clear Alexander Rowe, but you could see the outside lane and how much you could rip it around and hang on, at least for the time being. We'll see later in the run if that has an impact as these tyres wear out. But Logan's doing a really nice job. He's worked his way up to second. You've got his teammate Burnett there as well, the 43. He's had a tough season to date, but doing a good job here in this race. You've got the 98 of Angel Gutierrez as well up here doing a very nice job. About this 81 here, Bruno Giacomo is last in the points currently, but he's a good enough driver. So the other series would show that. Well, not JBL Cup, but other series would show that. But He's working his way forward there as well, and you got the 45 as well, the other Alpha Prime car, William Ayers. So they're all doing a really nice job.
All three inside the top 10 now. The Alpha Prime might be the best overall team so far early in the season. Great to see Bruno Diacono. He's had a disappointment season in both Cup and National, but especially here at Phoenix, he made it maybe 100 feet and then the engine blew up. So finally a good one for that 81 machine. And where have I seen this story before? Atlanta? Check. Las Vegas? Check. Now Homestead, check. Caleb Rose and Logan Williams might be the best two cars on the mile halves early on in the season, and these two are battling once again. Logan Williams trying to get his third win in 5 races, all on mile and a half racetracks, and these two are pulling away from Crown and Gutierrez. Great ones from all these guys that are right behind them.
Absolutely, but you see the more these guys battle, the more time they lose to the front two guys there. You saw Logan ran a slightly lower line in turns three and four, and able to close up the gap just a little bit. But you can tell that these two cars are the two fast ones at the moment. Although Caleb's slipping up the racetrack, maybe overdrove turn 3 just a bit. Logan to the inside for the lead. Gotta be careful here. 45 A is almost in the outside. He is in the outside wall. Little scrape there, but no harm, no foul, at least for the time being for him. But, no surprise to see the 44 taking the lead of this race.
There's not much I can really say about Logan Williams that have not already been said, but we'll see. I don't think it's going to be as easy tonight because you got Caleb Rose still challenging him on the outside lane. You got Crown Jr., Angel Gutierrez in the midst. Alexander Rowe is starting to break away from sits on bat, so I think there's some challenges here tonight for Logan. And I don't think it's going to be a night where he can just magically pull away to a 5-second lead again. Crown Jr. to the inside of Caleb Rose, 7th in points for this number 7. Now, I don't know about you, Stuart, but this might be a lucky night for this number 17.
Yeah, he's done a very nice job working his way to second, although a little bit vulnerable because Gutierrez trying to get to the inside. You saw the 98 had to check up there a little bit as these tyres wear out. There's a little bit less grip and not quite get that inside lane to stick as much as you could certainly earlier on in the run. And you see now the 98 just sliding up just a little bit towards the middle groove. But I tell you what, Crown looks fast. It's closed back up to the rear of the 44, and there they go to the inside here for the lead. And I'm sure Roberto would be loving this right now if they could take the lead away from what's clearly been the fastest guy so far this season.
This would be a statement maker for Roberto Crown Jr. if this number 17 and they can get past the 44, but it's not going to be easy. Logan Williams is trying that outside lane. Angel Gutierrez is going to try and maintain third, but new leader. How about this for Roberto Crown Jr. to the front? Logan Williams, Angel Gutierrez, and Caleb Rose and Alexander Rowe the top 5, but Logan Williams might get a crossover here, wanting the inside lane again. It seems like once you get out to the front, you want to run the outside lane, but that opens up the door for that inside lane. And the 98 gets clear. Alexander Rowe on the outside of Caleb Rose. And how about the 8? I totally forgot about this. But hello, Chris Jericho, second in the point standings. He started all the way back, almost in last place, and he's inside the top 6. Crazy, crazy stuff here tonight.
Of course, he is the teammate to Roberto Crown Jr. So, Motorsport Cars 7 and 8 at least doing a really nice job. And Jericho second in points, as you mentioned. It's not, well, he qualified at the rear, but not terribly unsurprising to see him working his way towards the front. He's going to the inside of Rowe for the 5th position, so he could be in with a shot. As now Gutierrez, and I think with Gutierrez here, much of them at Vegas. So this is a really strong run for that team, and for that number 98 to be there and thereabouts. It's a little bit of a stalemate at the moment. Crown is doing a good job holding these guys behind the outside lane, running that outside lane, and just getting enough grip up there to maintain the lead for the time being. But we'll see what happens here on the pit stops. Top 7 within a second.
Top 7 with a really good shot at this race win. Juan Stout in 8th, Nick Lopez, the teammate, to the 98 in 9th, and then How about a third G Motorsports car of Juan Garcia, the all-time wins leader, inside the top 10 for now, but it's going to go side by side with him, and well, that's all you have to do. I pull it out there, go to the back of the top 10, and the Williams is going to try to take the race lead, but he washes up the racetrack. Gutierrez to the inside, he's going to try and steal the race lead away, and he has Ford's help from Caleb Rose pushing him, and this is what they need to do, and maybe take the race lead, but Caleb Rose is going to go for the race lead for himself 3 wide, almost halfway through the DHL 300, and what a race has been, and oh yeah, pit stop should be happening maybe 5-7 laps from now.
Well, I thought Logan was going to maybe try and make a move to the middle there for a second, but he wasn't really close enough to make it happen. Caleb back out in front now in the 38. Got to keep an eye on this 8 car. I mean, Jericho is doing a really, really nice job. He's just got he's alongside Crown at the moment, but he's about to crack the top 3 here. He's trying to get that run on the inside. Does he have enough grip on the inside to stay alongside? Don't think he will be able to, but he's still in a really, really strong position here. See if the 0-0 of Lopez, who's now gotten clear, can he make any ground? I mean, these guys are all battling each other for position and slowing each other down as Jericho finally got that 3 wide to the inside. That's a good move there. I think Gutierrez, I'm pretty sure, got the outside wall as well, so that's something to keep an eye on when it comes to the pit stops. Doesn't look like it's affecting the 98 too much as of right now, but we'll see here what happens when it comes to the pit stops and how it affects these guys. It's so important to get out in front of the field.
Absolutely, and like I said, Logan, he has a strong car, but it is not easy for him to win here tonight because it is so competitive between the top 7, and the more that these guys race, the more the 11 and the 0-0 and maybe the 19 and 43 might get involved as well. Gonna quickly see where's any lap codes, and it looks like we don't really have any lap codes, so all the cars that were involved in that crash did fix their damage, and they're keeping up the speed for the most part. Past halfway, we'll see if what pit stops happen, because in testing, if it stayed green, it would be around lap 28 to lap 30. We did have that caution, so we'll see if they can stretch it a little bit more or not. Jericho, though, from all the way in the back of the field up to the 2nd place spot, maybe go for the race lead. Junior Motorsports, so it's fast, and Jericho is trying to get a massive win here tonight. Started all the way back in 33rd, I believe, and trying to steal it here tonight. But we'll see if the undercut or the overcut will prevail here underneath the lights.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Clearly, Jericho and that 8 team, they put a lot of the focus in putting up a fast race car, more so than a qualifying car. And here we go, pit stops. Another thing you've got to keep in mind with pit stops as well, if we get a yellow, that could really impact the way the race plays out. It looks like the vast majority of the field coming down trying to do the undercut. So let's see here in terms of where the cards fall, I suppose. And I think Roberto's in a good position here as the first car come down pit road.
I'm definitely liking that. As Kendall actually came down the previous lap, just had damage and decided why not just pit now. Gonna go back here, Jericho, Rose, Williams, Lowe, and everyone else. Charlie Davenport's gonna stay out. I don't know if he already pitted or not. He might have already pitted. But it looks like everyone else is gonna pit this time by a very busy pit road here at Homestead-Miami. And this is a narrow pit road. It's a wide racetrack, but a fairly narrow pit road. And it looks like everyone was cleaning off the first group. And let's see here what will Caleb Rose and everyone else do here. Because Keegan Thompson just about to get off of the pit road. And it's going to be a 4-tire pit stop. It's going to be interesting. These guys are good to make it on fuel from here. And it looks like that caution did not really change anything. Jericho's going to beat Caleb Rose off pit road. That is a big time stop from the number 8 machine.
Yeah, great stop. Got quite a gap on the guys that he was racing there, Jericho. And here comes his teammate now. Let's see where Roberto ends up relative to these guys. I think they're gonna get out ahead of. Not gonna get ahead of Jericho, but he's gonna get ahead of Caleb Rose. So that's a really strong position now for Junior Motorsports to be effectively 1 and 2 on the racetrack as of right now. One thing as well you got to mention, well done to William Ayres, by the way, 45. That was a good pit stop from the 45 team there to get up to third. But the 2, the 5, the 28, they came down and had that pit stop earlier because they had the damage and it involved in the crash. So they're a little bit out of sync. And I mean, Davenport's still staying out here. So if you're Davenport, you probably want a yellow right now, given that the vast majority of the field is a lap down, and that's probably what they're going for at the moment in the 2 team. But this is where the race for the win really is at the moment, unless that yellow comes out. Ayres looks very, very quick. That car's got up to speed very nicely since that pit stop.
A very good pit stop from the 45 team. Looks like Logan Williams kind of fell off a little bit, but his teammate now, William Ayres, is going to have a shot. 10th in the points standing so far. Made the chase last season in the Power Truck Series and looked very strong late in the season, but he's looking strong early in the season, side by side, and he's going to make that easy on both the Crown Jr. And now I believe the 2 went down pit road finally. No, not yet. Charlie Davenport still staying out trying and get a caution here after he was involved in the first caution. And Ayres going to take that second spot away. Crown Jr. is trying on the outside lane, but he's gonna lose it now. And we got Ayres versus Jericho now for the top 2 spots. Conjuring in 3rd, Caribou's in 4th, effectively, whenever Charlie Davenport decides to pit. The 98, 11, 44, 31, 51. Of course, Miller for another good one. Avery Alford in the 27, and Alan Abel in the number 39. And I'm stunned that Davenport has still not pitted, and he's stayed out longer than anyone else so far.
Yeah, he's really trying his luck here. He knows that, I mean, why not, right? I mean, you're going to be rear of the field probably either way if there is no caution. So, might as well try and do something with it. We'll see what kind of adjustments. It looks like it's going to be a race between these 4 guys. We'll see what kind of adjustments that they made on pit road, and certainly how the 8 goes in clean air. Took the lead away from Rose right as they were coming to pit road. Is that car as good in clean air? Finally, Davenport pits, which is what these guys wanted to see, because now they will be the race leaders without any need to worry about a potential caution coming out. So we'll see. They're battling pretty hard back there. I think, yeah. Again, you might as well roll the dice if you're Davenport. So worth the gamble for mine, because he's still going to be at the rear of the field. He's got to have the fresher tyres. So if there is a yellow, it works way forward.
There might be.
Goodness, what a run there from Ayres, my goodness.
Well, when you said that there might be a caution, well, if we did that for the way to leave, we might. That was aggressive from 3 and 4. William Ayres trying to get the win here tonight out of nowhere in the number 45 and get a 3rd win for Alpha Prime. Charlie Davenport trying to make something out of nothing with fresher tires late. This might be the opportunity that Caleb Bowles wants to see here tonight. He's going to go side by side with Chris Jericho for the 2nd place spot. And so far it's been Logan Williams who's won twice. That's 2 wins for Chevy. Alexander Rowe has won a race that is a Chevy, and Anthony Hernandez has won, and that is a Chevy. So there's a lot of Chevys here in the National Series because it's the 2024 Xfinity Series concept, but Ford's not won yet. Caleb might have a good shot, but maybe the 7 has a good shot too. All 4 of these drivers have a good shot late, and it's going to be 11 laps to go at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Oh
yeah,
no!
Looks like one for the 1 there. So one of the junior motorsport cars really having an issue there with an oil leak problem. But these 2 cars here, the 8 and 7, doing a good job. But I think Jericho's struggling a little bit more than he was earlier on. Maybe that car's just not as good on the fresher tyres as it is on the older tyres, and working its way through the field. Ayres had a great run off pit road and pulled out a bit of a gap. It doesn't look like the guys behind are going to close in. So really, it's going to come down to these 4 guys with about 10 laps to go. So we'll see here. I think Ayres is in a good position, but can Jericho fight back in the 8th now that his tyres are a little bit more up to temperature, perhaps? Oh, careful.
Hi, Eli. back on track after a oil leak, and that's not the first time. He's had a couple of different mechanical failure leaks in the last couple of years. I think he had a dual issue where he had a coolant leak. So it's just something about Eli and getting that tough break, and that's unfortunate for that number 1 machine, but maybe he can help out his other 2 teammates here, I don't know. But great one from the 8 and the 7. Juan Garcia unfortunately dropped back, and he's all the way back, and I don't even know, 26 for Juan Garcia, so not a good pit stop for that 9 team. And it's still looking pretty good. I think as of now, it's looking like it's going to be William Ayers versus Chris Jericho. Both of these drivers were in the Power Truck Series last season, same with Caleb Rose actually, and Roberto Crown Jr. So all of these guys were in the Truck Series last year, the secondary series. And they're all winning 1, 2, 3 in this year's secondary series. And we'll see if Ayers can hang on. He's winning a little bit lower, Jericho winning a little bit higher. Same with Caleb Rose, both diamond in the corners here. Rose might get a 1. With 7 laps to go, it's going to come down to these top 4 because 5th on back's not a game. Oh my goodness, Jericho back got turned by Caleb Rose.
Yeah, that could have been really nasty there, and the 8 and the 38 there. That's what Ayers wants to see. Though he wants to see that these guys battling for position, because you can see the gap now that the 45's pulled out. He just pulled out a little bit more as a result of that. There is still time for Jericho. There's still time for Rose. Still time for Crown to make moves and get this win. You know, still within 7/10 of a second, but can't be battling each other here for the win. They've got to be working together here at first and get back to this 45, because 45, as soon as it hit the clean air, it looks pretty quick. But here comes Roberto now to the inside. They've had enough. They're going for the 3rd position.
And gonna try and go for it. No, regardless, it's gonna be a great night for this number 7 machine, and move up in the point standings a little bit. Not a ton of Logan Williams still inside the top 10. We might catch up with lap traffic. Unfortunately, the 24 of Philip Torres with a tough night, going a blue line to the outside wall at one point. He's back here. Daytona of Anthony Hernandez with a bad one. Keegan Thompson with a bad one. So I don't know if we will catch up with lap traffic in time, but it's going to be 4 laps to go. Jericho and Ayers 1, 2, and there's still a couple of tenth gap between these two. And Jericho actually gained slightly. Jericho's been running about a lane higher in 1 and 2, trying something here at this multi-group surface, and he's closing. It is not over here.
Yeah, he's got to try and find where obviously the 45's a bit weaker and try and capitalize on that. Looks like Caleb's going to go to the inside and try and ruin the party here for the 8, or try and ruin his chances of this win. We got 3 laps to go. Got back to 2.5 tenths, so the 8, it's very much still in the realm of possibility. But he struggled there. You can see he couldn't get a good enough run through turn 2 there. That's now left him vulnerable to Caleb. So I don't know, 45 looks really good out in front. I mean, that car has been able to control the lanes pretty well and been able to maintain that gap for the most part. Caleb once again going to the inside for the 2nd position underneath the Jericho. 2 laps to go, looking good for Ayers here.
Great one from Caleb Rose. Finally looks like he's going to get a good finish again. And Dreamos was trying to work together. Jericho's going to get clear as Eli, his cup driver, is going to try and take out Caleb Rose for the 2nd place spot. Not going to work. Rose still trying to get the 2nd place spot, but it's going to be the power 1 to go for William Ayers and Alpha Prime Racing. Logan Williams won twice, and 1 more lap. The power 1 to go. William Ayers might get his first win on the season. These two are still battling really hard for the 2nd place spot with Rose and Jericho side by side. And it's going to be Caleb now. Looks like he's going to get his second place finish on a 1.5 miles this season. Can he send it here in 3 and 4? He's going to get close.
Oh, he's trying. He's trying.
It's not going to be quite enough. 1 more lap. It would have been interesting. William Ayers Alpha Prime Racing will win the DHL 300. And that's the 3rd win for Matthew Hubert's team and Alpha Prime Racing. But how about that 10th in points? And William Ayers wins at Miami.
Tell you what, if Caleb could have got around Jericho there, only maybe a lap or two earlier, who knows? He might have given the 45 a bit of a battle there. But full credit to Willie Mares, full credit to Alpha Prime Racing. That car was very, very good out in front, maintained the gap at the end of the run. Was quick off of pit road, got a good pit stop, and did everything right tonight. And it wasn't the 44, but it was the 45 who goes to victory lane. And all three of their cars, once again, top 10. Well, top 10 for the first time this year for Burnett. So, great night for Alpha Prime Racing.
Matthew Hubert, what have you done to the team? I don't know. He knows his way around these lanes. Doesn't matter if it's the D-World Cup Series or apparently here in the Krispy Kreme National Series, and another great one. That is the, I want to say, let's see here, 5 straight top 10s for Logan Williams. That's Aya's third top 10, and then of course Burnett just got his first. So that's 9 total top 10s between those 3 cars in 5 races. That is really good. Also, almost every race we've had at least two Alpha Prime cars inside the top 10. So don't know what that team's been doing, but if they keep up, the field might be screwed. But great one from Carlos once again. A second at Atlanta, was leading at Las Vegas before the fuel system issue, and second here tonight on the mile and a half. For Bo Jr., a great one again. I think if Bo can keep this up, he could be a chase contender. Jericho started all the way deep in the field, and he gets 4th. Logan Williams still gets inside the top 5. Jordan Stout quietly got his top 6. Alexander Rowe in 7th. Angel Gutierrez in 8th. Avery Alvarez also had a fuel system issue at Las Vegas 2 weeks ago. He gets the top 10 and 9th. And then Burnett in 10th. Miller, Craven, a great one from Kyle Craven. Not seen much of him so far this season. Duane and Lopez, Giacomo finally a good one in 15th. Gavin Paley in 16th. Minnick in 17th. Watson, the posters, dropped all of that to 18th here tonight. Mendoza, Chris Motens. Bradley, even though he wasn't involved in that first and the only caution of the night, still got a top 21 finish. And then the rest of the results, Beal was the last car late, the last car that was on the lead lap. But I don't know what happened to Aaron Abel. He finished 1 lap down out of nowhere when he was inside the top 10. And then of course Eli Blight had a oil leak. So of course he got a solid lap between those two. But a tough way for Aaron Abel and Eli Blight. But a very racy racetrack here tonight. William Anderson and Alpha Prime wins again. What's your final thoughts to it, and what are you looking forward to for the All Nation 400 here tonight, for tomorrow night for the JBL Cup Series?
Well, I mean, I've already got a couple of wins this year, so looking forward to hopefully adding a third. That'd be great. But yeah, no, it's going to be a fun race tomorrow. Homestead always is. Saw it tonight. Great battling throughout the field. I think in terms of this race here, you've got the really good teams up here. So Alpha Prime's going to be, really competitive this year. We've seen that with Logan, obviously, and Willie Mares has come to the party as well in this race, and he did. And again, full credit to him. He drove a great race. Caleb just needs a bit more luck to go his way, but he's definitely got the speed on the mile and a half. So you got Crown and Jericho; those two are going to be fast all year. As I said, Logan, Jordan Stout's another guy. I mean, there are quite a few of these guys. Alexander Rowe, Alfred did a good job getting up into the top 10 because he was a bit further back earlier on. So I think when you look at certainly the top 10, it makes sense that a lot of these guys are the ones that there or thereabouts, and they're going to be right up there come the end of the season in terms of the championship. Congrats to William Ayres. He did a great job, and Alpha Prime are going to be a hard team to beat this year if their speed has been any indication so far.
Oh yeah, there's only 5 races in, and they have 3 out of 5 between 2 for Logan, and now 1 with William Ayres. We'll see what ends up happening tomorrow for the Cup race. Good luck on that one. And next week, we will be at Darlington Raceway for both the Krispy Kreme and Cup Series, but no off week now for the National Series, at least for next week. And Darlington's going to be interesting. We're going to have 3+ seconds of title fall off there, so that's going to be fun. But first, we got the couple races tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sunday night racing is going to be a blast, and we'll see if Stewart can get his win on the season and the JBL Cup Series. Thanks for Stewart for joining me up here tonight. Congratulations to him and Alpha Prime Racing. And the points will be at the end of the video. And we will see you guys next week for the National Series at Darlington Raceway.